Hey guys, what's going on? This is Quentin, aka Mr. CPMD, aka Mr. Crypto Pays Me Daily, and I'm back for an important update today. Today is Friday, December the 2nd, and a little bit different type of video today that's going to take place to give you some updates about the platform DHF, the decentralized hedge fund. I know there's a lot of questions circling around out here about what happened, what's going on, what's taking place, what we know, what we don't know. And today, I'm going to talk about a few of those things. I'm also going to have a really good friend of mine and business partner that's going to be on with us as well to come on and discuss this, because this was the person, or one of the first people that told me about DHF, and we kind of had our same journey for the last 2.5 years with DHF. So he's going to come on today and talk about some of the things that he knows. I'm going to talk about some of the things that I know, and we're going to have a conversation today. So before I get into that, well, let's bring him up real quick. Let's go ahead and bring him up. So I'm gonna bring up a gentleman right now. I think I've been knowing this guy probably close to 10 years now, maybe 8 years now. Man, he's an incredible person, man. He really is an incredible leader. Has a background in direct sales, network marketing. So he's not new to impacting people and helping people. Right now, he is leading his organization of thousands of people right now called the Wealth Focus Group. And I mean, this is just a guy I talk to every single day. There's probably not a day that we don't go by without speaking. I mean, we travel together. We've been in different projects together. We're in different projects or current projects right now together. He is a father, a family man, and just an incredible individual. So at this time, I'm gonna bring up my really good friend and business partner, Mr. Kenneth Francis Jr. Are you
Yep,
there,
yep,
sir?
yep. I am here, man. Wouldn't
There
miss
he
it
is,
as usual. Let's
CEO,
go.
founder of the Wealth Focus Group. He is on. Before we get into the details, real quick, I always like to say, hey, if you are not a subscriber to the CPMD YouTube channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on those notifications, and drop a like. Also, to the CPMD Facebook group is a great community. Had a bunch of new members join today. It's just a place
Yeah.
where you can get constant updates every single day. So you definitely want to be there, and just make sure you answer all 4 questions to get in. We like to keep all the spammers and all the scammers out. And then I'm gonna let Kenneth Francis talk about his group and how they can get involved with your group as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So number one, I want to, again, great honor to be on with you, bro. It's been, man, over a decade since we've been, running in and out of networking and opportunities. And then now we're in this different type of realm, this different world we're in now. But it all paid off, timing and positioning, and really those 10,000 hours of, working that muscle
Right, right.
over and over and over have led us through great relationships and partnerships. And it's just a pleasure to be, still connected to you, man. What you've been able to do in the last 2.5 years is a book. You're going to write a book one day about
Mhm.
how you went from the corporate world to the crypto world, and that whole transition, and how you became a free person, from
Right.
not only from a time standpoint, but an income standpoint. Because a lot of people can get free, but can you get free to where now you don't have to lean back and go back and spend your time and exchange your time for money? So it's been a great really, time just watching you grow and watching your network grow, because it's massive. It's an incredible platform that you've built, man. So that's to you. But for me, Wealth Focus Group, you can find us on Facebook. I've been there just just as long as Quentin's been there, but I have a different approach to it, more silent on the behind the scenes, kind of, interpersonal, connecting to people, privately is what I kind of do. I don't have a YouTube channel. That I have one, but it's not like expanded like anything like Quentin's done. But you can find us on, Wealth Focus Group on Facebook. We also have a Telegram group, a couple of hundred people in there that I've been, kind of keeping up with. But that's it. Of course, I did start the DHF Telegram chat. We'll talk about that today, I'm pretty sure, a little bit. So we can get to that. But yeah, if you can get attached to Quentin and connect to Quentin, you can get attached to me pretty much. There's no
It's all
egos
gonna
here. It's
run
like,
right
hey
back
man,
into you.
let's all just win. Let's all eat. Let's come together and make sure that we're, bringing these mindsets and all these opportunities together in one place, man. So
Right.
we're
And
good.
I thank you, man. I thank you a lot too. I know I probably don't say it enough, but I really appreciate you for being there because you were the first person that introduced me to crypto. I remember having I
Yeah.
think it was a Coinbase wallet way back, and you sent me
No.
$5 for crypto.
Yeah.
I remember this, and it was Bitcoin.
It was happy birthday.
It
I
was
was doing
five.
$5 happy birthday gifts to people back in like 16, 15.
Man,
And I was like, hey
yes,
man, happy birthday. I want to show you how Bitcoin works. I'm going to send you some Bitcoin. Download the wallet. I'll send it to you. And
crazy.
I was
And
just
so
sending
I remember
Bitcoin. And
you sent it. I
yeah,
think at that time
big gift.
you were at your old house, and then I was over there visiting, and I think you sent me like
Right.
$5. And I mean we still always
Yeah.
kept in touch, but there was a couple of years that went through that time period before we really
Yeah.
connected back
Yeah.
on a crypto note, and the $5
Yeah.
turned into 12. And I was just like, wait a minute. You gave me $5. I remember it was only five. You telling me this thing that went 2.5 times what you
Yeah.
gave me?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it was pretty cool
Yeah.
to see. But
Yeah.
I thank you for that because crypto never would have really happened, or it wouldn't have happened the way that it did for sure. Hadn't it been for you sharing that. So you were the first person that really had a
Right.
vision, of what this was all going to be, and now it's just turned into man, thousands and
Yeah.
thousands of people,
Everything's
tens of
going on
thousands,
now.
hundreds
What's
of
not
thousands of
going on
people.
in crypto?
And the people that we've
The
just
peaks
reached,
and valleys, the ups and downs, the good and the bad, all that.
right. And we've been able to reach a lot of people, man. So that's I don't take that for granted at all. So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah. So today, yeah, we wanted to take the time to come out and talk about DHF and what we know. I know we were probably two of the first people to really share this, opportunity, more with our groups and more publicly, um, which I think for both of us has had some pros and then some cons to it as well. Being the person that people look at,
Right.
for being one of the first, you kind of take a lot of the negativity, when it happens. And so it's like I said, it's a gift and a curse, but that's okay. We both, I think, are in the same position. We both feel the same way because the one thing that I can say me and you are very, very consistent on is that we're here for the people, and that was one of the main reasons I know I
Yep.
started expanding, my brand and my channel, and just to come back now and look at all of the different people that have gotten into crypto. One in particular, I was on his live earlier today,
Yeah.
BOJ, Bank of Gerald. I mean, a credible guy out here just impacting
Yep.
thousands and thousands of people, man. And he's like, man, you're the reason why I got in crypto. You're the reason why I have a channel. And that's just it's humbling, to see, my impact
Right.
on another person, and then now he's impacting more people than me. It's like, you know, it's it's
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
So
We
big
just
shout
talked
out,
about that, right? The
yeah.
power of one.
Power one, man. Big shout out to BOJ, man. And happy B Day, man. I know it's your birthday today too, so happy B Day. But yeah, it's just it's crazy to see
Yeah.
how
Happy
this
birthday.
thing has expanded. So today we felt like if anything, we owe it to the people to come out and at least talk about what we know and what we can share. So we want to do that today. I'm not even really sure where we start on that. If you have any ideas on that, kid, you're more than welcome to chime in. But
I mean, I guess, from me, it was April 2020. I don't know the
yeah,
exact date,
yeah,
but
you're right.
you know, what Quentin said a few seconds ago was perfect. It was about people because DHF never really, I didn't look at DHF like I looked at other opportunities, right?
Was it the
It was
same?
one of those deals where it's like, wow, this could really change the lives of people and I don't have to just go out here and try to scramble and try to, recruit, things that we've been taught over the years on how to be, networkers and all that. All that was thrown out the window. It was literally something that changed the whole dynamic of how I thought about money. And I was like, wow, this is a great tool. Who wouldn't want to use this tool to allow money to work for them while they go do life and go do the things that they're already doing, right? Or just add another piece to your portfolio as someone that is an investor, right? Someone that's putting money in other deals or other concepts or platforms or categories to make money go to work for you, right? So I looked at it like that. So number one, I was thinking about the people, who needed to hear about this opportunity, because I knew it could change the whole dynamic of how we thought about making money, having money make money, right?
I know I needed
Leveraging money to make money.
I definitely
Uh, and so it was more of a slow grow. I didn't jump out and was like, hey, here I am. Hey, everybody, come join. No, it was more like I need to be very strategic. And the first person I thought about was Q, right? Because I didn't know at the time what he was going through.
right. I
And
remember the
and
phone
I
call.
no, I
I
think we
remember the
had
phone
talked,
call.
and the whole enterprise and all that story. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. And I was like, bro, I was like, what's going on? We talked about crypto a little bit. I think I found something that could really, kind of give us a foundation in this space, this crypto space. This is before NFTs. This is before DeFi, folks. This is before all of it. It's like it's so crazy how time just moves so fast. But this, we didn't see none of that had come at that point. This was just something new, refreshing. I had never seen anything like it. And so I approached it like really with care, right? I didn't just go out and say, here's my link and everybody join. It was a different type of approach for me. So I really was methodical in the way I wanted to help people understand this technology because of who shared it with me, right? And the way that he explained it to me. So yeah, it was just, that's number one. It was something so different, so new. It was a new territory. So when I started the Telegram group, right, I had the same mindset. I wanted to have a place where people could come and, in this new DeFi world, have Q&A, have support, because there wasn't any of that. None of that's really built. DHF wasn't built that way. It was built to kind of self-support itself, right? The community, if you understand crypto, you understand we're better together. We, the people, have total control and anonymity, power, and the ability to share among ourselves and grow and understand and learn and self-correct things that aren't right. So I want to create the channel, not the channel, the group, for that reason. And that's why it was, created a few days after that, that we got started, got rolling. So I just wanted y'all to know my mindset, where I was. At that time I just got laid off. It was, 2020, March 2020. Everybody knows what happened then, COVID and all that stuff. I was laid off. Quentin's in that boat. And we're searching. We're trying to find something to where we have, some of this money that we have access to at that point to move around, and to leverage. And that's what happened. And, in short. So yeah, man, that's the kind of the story of why we're all here, right? I think, me being kind of the catalyst to this going public in a way, because it wasn't. I was told, hey, I would love for you to take over this marketing strategy and just start to share and start to do what you do best. And I did. And honestly, I don't know how far the world that we've reached, or the globe, or the planet, or where, but I can tell you there's lots and lots and lots of people that came from that one person, the power of one, that one person. Hey, I'm gonna step out there and do it. And it just shows you the pretty much the the power in that, and just going out and on faith and stepping out and doing something different that no one had done before, with something no one had ever seen. Nobody's seen anything like this before. Nobody's seen anything what DHF could provide and what it still can provide, right? So I just want to put that out there, and kind of, I've never really told that publicly. That's always been kind of in a private setting, how I shared the story with people. But just want to put that out there. That's why we're here, right? I was given an opportunity. I said go, right? I just made a decision. I wasn't indecisive. I love what it did. I love what it could do. The possibilities. I knew what crypto was all about, in that it was a freedom tool in a way that people could, literally change the dynamics of how they live their life and their lifestyle, things of that nature. So it wasn't hard to make the decision, but I can honestly say, looking back, I wouldn't change a thing, because Look at what happened to Mr. Bradford here. You know, crypto pays me daily, and this gentleman he just mentioned, and so many people I can talk about and name. You know, Mr. Crawford, and I mean, my goodness, Foster, and this person, and that. I mean, so many lives and things have changed for people based off of that one decision, and I'll never change that. So I'm grateful, man. At the end of the day, that we're still here and able to continue to process to get better, right?
Right.
So yeah,
And
maybe a little
I'll
long
just,
winded, but that's it.
no, and I'll just piggyback on that. You know, I remember the conversation. You know, when we spoke, and you know, I was almost ashamed to say that you know I had been
Right,
laid off. You know, because
right,
we we always had the mindset of being free. You
right,
know, we never wanted to be, you know, the slaves to, you know, trading our time for money. We always
right,
wanted to live that extraordinary life, but you know, at the time we were just doing what we had to do. And
right.
you know, I remember the phone call. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to tell kid that, like, man, I got laid off. I was like, man, he gonna be like, why'd you
I
have
was
a
laid off
job?
too.
I'm thinking like he's gonna be like, well, why did you have a job anyway? You know, you're not supposed to be having a job. You know, you're on the
Man, come on, man.
plantation over there,
Come on,
slaving.
man.
You're not supposed to be working. And
Oh
you
man.
know, did I know? You know, it wasn't even like that. You know, Kim was like, man,
Nah.
look, man, I'm in the same boat. I got laid off as well. You know, I went to work, went back to work. You know, and I was
Yep.
working a job, and
Yep.
you know, and it was really funny because right before I got laid off, I had a really, really big promotion. And
Right.
it was really everything I wanted, the scheduling, the just the pay, the freedom, the stress level was all the way down. And I was there in that office at my own office, everything,
Right.
company car, brand smack new. Like they just
Yep.
delivered to me brand new. And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, I was only there for 3 weeks in the office. And then COVID happened and they sent us home and we were working from home. And, you know, I'd say probably another 3 weeks after that, you know, will let me go. And so I was searching, of course,
Yeah.
still had some savings and, 401k and severance pay and all kinds of things. So yeah, we were just really like looking for, I knew I could live a couple of years, just very, you know,
We can
just,
figure it out.
I could make it work for a couple of years, but
Yeah. Yeah.
the thing
Yeah.
was like, no, but how can I just replace my income? If I can over the next
Right.
6 months replace my income, I'll be in a great spot. And lo and behold,
Right.
DHF showed us how, like, man, you know, I, I didn't replace my income, but I just made half of it, in a month. And then if I can
Yeah.
build this thing and let it grow, I think by the end of that year, DHF account was over 6 figures. And it was just kind of like, man, now I've created a five
Yeah.
figure a month income from this platform. But again, I say all of that to say it was just
Right.
kind of crazy how it came about. But the thing that really started to transform DHF was
Yeah.
that, you know, my fiance had told me to start recording myself on YouTube and tracking my progress
Mm.
every month. I didn't have a channel. I didn't have any subscribers, followers, anything like that.
No.
I started posting it
Right.
and somehow people started finding it. People started seeing it. Maybe it was the
Wow.
keywords, crypto, hedge fund. I don't know. It was something. And people were like, well, man, show us how to do it. Show us
Yeah.
how to do it. And now that I look back, there's probably almost 600 people or so that had active DHF accounts over this past 2.5 years. Now, what that's grown to, we have no way of knowing, but thousands, I'm sure, thousands and tens of thousands of people that's probably grown to. So, um, it's I don't know. It did a whole lot more than I think I ever expected. I'm sure for you as well. And with us taking the lead on that, um, I think we both were in agreement that, hey, let's just come in today and let's talk about what we do know. We probably have been connected to this deal, more than anyone because we were the ones there from the beginning. And so I think if anybody can speak on
Excuse me.
something and have some validity to the things that we're saying, it can be us. So I think at this point, maybe we start at, what happened, right? I think this summer, early in the summer, maybe June or June, maybe I don't know, maybe even May. I can't remember, but I want to say maybe June. We started to kind of see some things taking place, right? We started and this is not just with DHF, this is just with crypto in general. We've seen a decline, steady decline all
Yeah,
year.
overall.
And even to now, if we just talk about all the things that have happened negatively in crypto this year, from all of these, just rug pull platforms,
In
these
6 months, bro. In 6 months, bro.
6 months, the exchanges that have the number 2 exchange in the world go from, what, $16 billion value or 30 something billion dollar valuation to zero. I mean, in a matter of a day. We've seen, the price in crypto just steadily decline. So we've seen a lot take place over this year. And I think, DHF was no exception to that. I mean, and I mean, no one was an exception to it. Everyone was in a position where they could be affected by the negative things that were happening in the crypto market. And so I think
Right.
June, July, we started to see transactions not take place quickly like they were taking, like they had been before. And, I
Right.
think if what I believe, and I think what you probably believe as well, is that we started seeing liquidity issues from the exchange
There you
side
go.
of where DHF was trading. So, and just so
Right.
people, if just so you kind
Yep.
of know how that works, DHF is just a platform. It is a smart contract that just is a program designed to do what it's told to do. When money goes into the platform, it already has a command of what it needs to do when it hits. When money is withdrawn
Yep.
from DHF, it sends a command and it makes everything happen on the back end. And so
Right.
we
Oh, another
start,
key thing, Q. Another key thing.
sure.
It does this through algorithmic learning. So a lot of what it had learned or what learned up to that point, this was something that it could be learning that's new as well. So making those adjustments on the fly, all these things do take time for the AI to make shifts, make corrections, make pivots. It's code, So
Right.
remember, think about that too. You may be thinking, oh, this used to happen really, really fast. Well, because of what's happening now, it's slowing down because there's more integration, there's more coding, there's some probably new things, algorithmic things that AI is trying to do to combat or to adjust to the market or to whatever it's normally learning, right? That it wasn't the same, right? You can see, oh, it's an average of 10% a month because, over a course of time, pretty much it knew exactly what to look for.
Right.
Well, we all know this 1 year, this 6-month window, we've never seen this in crypto. I'm talking juggernaut of opportunity type companies just plummeting on their face, right? In overnight, just like that. So we knew something was going on with the AI, but we also knew something external was kind of taking effect, having effect on probably what the AI was trying to do as well. So go ahead, continue. I just wanted to add that in there. Remember,
No, I mean,
this is an artificial intelligence.
good point. And just so for some that don't know, AI, it's basically just code or programming. And so what that does is that takes the human element out of how the process works. There is no human that goes in there to
Right.
initiate transactions. It's all coded and running through what they call
Right.
artificial intelligence, right? And so this year,
DeFi.
DeFi. And I think this year is I say back in June was the first time that we started to see things not work the way that they had worked before. And this started happening due to just the conditions of the crypto market and the things that were happening. We saw, was it Celsius, right? Luna. We saw
Yep.
all of these different things that were affecting the crypto markets. And so I think the best way to kind of look at it, or the easiest, simple way that I try to describe it, and you may even have a better way, is imagine right now here where we are, if some type of a war or a war happened here, and it put panic into all of the residents, right? People, the first thing people are going to want is their money, right? Imagine everyone going to the banks right now and saying, we're scared, we're going to war, we don't know what's going to happen, but we want our money just in case, so we can have money to leave, travel, go places, whatever we need to do. We want to come in there and get our cash and take it out.
Right.
Do you think if everyone went to the banks and requested their money, that the banks would be able to give everyone all of their money? Absolutely not. Absolutely not even
No.
close. So it would even be close. And so
No.
when we look at the panic that came into the world of crypto,
We've seen that happen, by the way.
yeah, the first thing that people do when they hear something negative in crypto, what they call FUD, it's the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Fear, uncertainty, and doubt. When it hits the crypto market, people panic. And the first thing people run to do,
right?
Oh, let me go get my crypto. Let me get it. Let me sell it. Let me exchange it. Let me get whatever I can get because it's about to go to zero. It's crashing. It's I'm gonna lose everything. And I can't necessarily say I blame people for that. I think that's going to be something that if crypto will work long term, people are going to have to understand that there's going to be cycles. There's going to be things like this are going to happen. You're going to have to be able to stick and stay through it, But, that's way down the road, I think. But that's what happened with crypto, right? People they panicked, and then everybody is going and running to the exchanges and pulling funds. Now, if everyone goes to an exchange and pulls all the funds that they can, well, what happens to that exchange? It no longer becomes solvent. Like it no longer can facilitate its purpose. It can't do it anymore. And that happened with a lot of exchanges. We saw, I could probably go and pull up a list. You can probably Google exchanges, bankruptcy, and you could probably find tons of them.
Everywhere.
Tons.
It's happening right now.
That's happening now. And not only that, you got people that are disappearing left and right. And it's just crazy what's happening in crypto. So yeah,
it's a little hairy right now.
Yeah, it's very hairy, very sticky, very, very sticky. And so I think this is what we started to see happening in June and July with DHF. There were more withdrawals trying to process than these exchanges than they could process. Everyone's trying to pull their money out of the exchange. The exchange is trying to hold on to as much as they can to keep operating. Well, in the long run,
and then the market's tanking.
Yeah, and market's tanking along with it. It's just a bad combination of things happening. Now, I think what we do know and what we can say, and this is, you can go and even find this information. It's public. It's online. The exchange that was being used at the time of all of this was an exchange by the name of Bex Plus, BEXPLUS. That was the exchange. I know at some points, we didn't always use Bex Plus, right? I think at some point there was Binance was being used. You could actually go on the blockchain and see the Binance hot wallets. You could see that. But Binance changed a lot of their their rules and just restrictions and things. And with this being a decentralized platform, the main goal was to be able to operate through a decentralized exchange. And so, a lot of people say, well, why didn't you just go back to Binance, or why didn't you go to these other exchanges? Well, simply because they did not want to operate in a centralized platform, right? They wanted to operate in a decentralized space. And so Bex Plus, if you go back,
I guess you can ask Q, you can ask the question, how many of us like KYC?
Oh, we don't want anybody to know your business. Like, it's not, the whole purpose with crypto and just, it was to be able to facilitate, transactions without any other third party coming in between it. No one that was tracking me or sending my information or selling my information or any of that. I could just go person to person, person to business, whatever, and facilitate a transaction, not pay all of the unnecessary fees that happen in between it, or people are taking, cents off of the transaction 1,000 times. It was, hey, I can process things quickly without anyone coming in between me, right? So this is just kind of what we saw happen. Now, if you go online and you look up Bex Plus, you're going to see that I think in July, they announced that they were shutting down and they were going bankrupt. The real crazy thing, because I even went and read it myself, is that they gave their users a 24-hour window to withdraw their funds. Now, I don't know how slick
Virtually
that
impossible.
is. I know me, I
Yeah.
could go days sometimes without seeing an email,
Real.
right? I mean,
Right.
24 hours, I don't know. That was kind of, I think, a little shady, to give your users 24 hours
It
to
was
withdraw.
the writing on the wall.
It was writing on the wall. There was a way for them to be able to say, look, we gave you the option, and whether you made it or not, hey, we gave it to you, but we're gone, you know. And what we saw happen is we saw Bex Plus
Yeah.
basically just run off with the funds. Now, one thing that me and Ken were both, I know, concerned with is that, well, how are we still trading? The site's not even up anymore. I think their site's completely down.
Right.
I think it was up for a little while. Well,
Yeah.
DHF connects to an exchange via API keys. That's how it can connect to, the exchange, and that's how it can facilitate the trades. Well, their exchange was still running up in the background, even though the site wasn't. And so we were still, or DHF was still connected to the exchange, and it was still trading, but we didn't see the same results. We were seeing like really low percentages, not as many
Very low.
trades.
Yeah.
It was really crazy, what was kind of going on.
But again, in our head, remember in our heads, we didn't know this was happening.
Right.
Right.
We knew none of this was going on in
We
the
didn't know
background.
this Dex Plus stuff was even. We didn't. We're just going back and now we kind of the trail. We're following the trail. And we're coming back to the past, from the past to the future, current, right?
Right.
And we can see, oh, that's why the trades were going from, or not trades, but just the monthly percentages and everything. We were basically equating that to what was going on in the market, right? And it was, in a way, right? So it was just a crazy time. Now that you just go back and look, you're just like, wow, I can see exactly what took place and what happened. And they just ran off
Yep,
with
yep.
the funds. At the end of the day, I don't know. It's something that we don't have control when there is a situation where you don't have all the information. You're kind of at the mercy of the markets and at the mercy of greed, and and what people in fear, of how people go out there and do what they do. I don't know. I don't know. So, but anyways, just wanted to put that out there, that we had no clue this was going on. So it was totally, one of those things you just kind of taking a guess at. Oh, it could be the market. It has to be, because we had never seen nothing like it again. Right.
We were experiencing crazy drops and lows, and again, all of these different coins
Right.
just, disappearing, exchanges disappearing, all kinds of things were happening, But again, no one knew what was really going on until November 1st, when we all logged in and we saw the message that was kind of telling us, hey, DHF suffered, a huge loss, Bex Plus exchange closed. Basically, they were just saying, hey, they took our money. And we saw 89% of our accounts gone, 11% remaining. And then we saw a message that, hey, the remaining funds are going to be locked for 12 to 18 months. They're going to trade these funds back to earn everyone's money back. Right. And so, yeah, that was just kind of where we were. I mean, I think everyone was in shock. I know I had people that just recently invested, in DHF, quite large amounts. People that had been invested that, depended on DHF. I mean, we had a lot of people in a lot of different situations, but
at every level.
at point in time, there was nothing we really could do. But just to transition just a little bit, because I think it's important to say, what we can say, what we know, to just kind of be as transparent as we can be. I think a lot of people think that, me and you know the creator and owner and all of this stuff of the platform. We do have a contact, right? I'm not going to put this person's name out. Many people that know us, they already know. But we're not going to put anyone else's name out. If they wanted to be here or be on the call, that would be different. But we did have a contact that was, very close, and, and possibly, partner, in the whole deal with DHF. But as far as what I did know was that DHF was ran overseas. It was all created there. I don't personally know or met the creator. Some people think that I have, and if I did ever meet the person, I didn't know I met him. I really didn't. But I
Right.
know our personal contact didn't own the platform, didn't know, didn't have access to anyone's funds. He was an investor just like we were, you know. Was he connected more than
Exactly.
anyone? Yeah, he probably was a
Still
little more
is.
connected. Yeah, probably a lot more connected than anybody. He was the person that I think, brought it to you. And this is how we all ended up getting involved with this deal. But this person was not the person, and I know because
Mhm.
I know the person, he didn't create this AI. He's he'll tell you in a heartbeat,
Right.
like, I don't know any of this stuff. Like, I just want to put my money here and make some money.
Yeah.
Um, so I
Right.
think I think he was very limited on what he knew, to an extent, as far as like what exchanges we were trading on, who
Yeah.
who could have access at any point to funds. I mean, it was just a lot of stuff that, you know, I don't think
Right.
this person knew, right? And that
Yeah. Well,
does,
we're all in the same boat, you
we're all
know?
saying both, and that leaves a lot of question, a lot of uncertainty. And and this thing, DHF built itself the way that it built itself because of relationships. It was because of relationships. It was because of
Yep.
trust. It was because of friendships. It was, it wasn't because of any other reason outside of that. And I believe that's the reason why me and you both took it upon ourselves to share this, because of how it came to us. Even though, maybe we should have asked, more questions to try to find more answers. But I think there was just a lot of stuff that was just out of our reach, right? Like there's things that,
Yep.
this didn't run in here relationship. It was just kind of like, okay, we have our contact who kind of knows this guy or knows him, it's probably,
Yep.
seen or been with him at some point. But I think there was still a lot of uncertainty as to like what
Right.
exactly was happening. So it was just everyone trusting, our relationships. So I
Yep.
say all of that now, I guess, to move to the point of, well, we have some money in our accounts now. Well, what do we do with it? Right.
Mhm.
It's there. I can't withdraw it. If the withdrawals are disabled, should I deposit more? Probably not, because we can see there's things not working. I don't recommend anybody put any money in.
Do
Uh,
that.
Even if it'll let you, I don't even know if it'll let you, but definitely wouldn't want to do that at this point. But I don't know, maybe do you want to speak on um, the funds that are there? Or I mean, I don't mind. I'll speak on it. It's up to you.
Yeah, so we do know from a source that, the funds that are actually there that we have access to or that we're seeing are funds that were really a gift, honestly. We learned through the source that the whole Bex Plus situation, all the money's gone, you know,
Yeah, they took it
and
all.
they took it all. And a few individuals and some sources got together and they actually funded the account. So that those funds you see there are funds that wouldn't even be there if these people didn't say, hey, we need to do something,
Right.
right? We need to do the right thing and have this thing turn around and earn. Because at the end of the day, nothing's wrong with DHF. You could go in there right now and see trades happening on December 2nd. The bot, the AI, the technology works 100%. And it's always has been how it always has worked for the last 4 or 5 years, in this process. And it was getting better. So that wasn't the problem. The problem is you just put all your eggs in one basket, which we can all agree is a mistake. In this space, you don't want to do that, but it is what it is. Now we have to figure out how to make it work, right? So yeah, putting that out there. If you want to share a little bit on that, that's what we know, pretty much, and that's where
Right.
we're at. So
And I'll speak a little bit about all the eggs in one basket kind of situation here in just a
sure.
second. I don't want to forget about that. But
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the funds that are there are not our funds. I mean, can it make sense? Why would the exchange take 89% of your funds? No, let me take them all. We're gonna run off. We're taking everything.
Yeah.
At that point, the site wasn't accessible anyway. I mean, there was nothing that anybody could do to get funds out if you didn't get them out when they gave you the
Right.
opportunity. And even then, they still probably didn't pay a lot of
Correct.
people their money. They probably just said, "Oh, well, we did what we were supposed to do, but now we're going to take all the money and we're going to disappear and come find us." Right?
Right.
It's almost an impossible task in crypto. So, yes, some people that were, you know, what I would say, people that took the lead on empowering people with this technology said, "Hey, we don't want this to happen. We don't want to end like this. What can we do?" And they actually went out and, got a loan and took money out on their own. I'm sure it was a few people that did it all collectively, and they put the money back in DHF. And they said, "We know what the technology can do. We know we can make the money. We maybe even make the money faster than we were making it. Um, but we want to make sure we can make everybody's money back." So, one, the money that was loaned to DHF or that was put into DHF has to be paid back and made back, and probably plus interest, I'm sure. And then also your funds have to be made back. Our funds have to be made back. And they're looking at a 12 to 18 month process for that to happen. Now, I'll tell you, do I want to wait 12 to 18 months for my funds? Absolutely not. Nobody does. But I will tell you, my DHF funds were there, and I hadn't touched them I hadn't touched the funds in forever. It'd been a
Right.
long time since I touched those funds anyway, and I didn't plan on it. It was just going to kind of be like a safety net kind of thing for me, and just let it go over there and just
Yeah.
do what it
We
does.
all saw that compound calculator, bro. We were all using that compound calculator. We were like,
Crazy.
if I do this,
Three,
this,
4,
or this,
5 years.
this.
Right. It
Yeah.
doesn't take long, to
That-
really see
Yep.
some
Yep.
incredible results. So, now looking at well, what is DHF doing now? They didn't have an exchange. The exchange ran off. Well, how do we prevent this from happening in the future? Right.
Right.
What can we do? What exchanges are we going to use? And these are the things that I know me and Kenneth both have asked to try to, find these things out moving forward. Right. So that, we have something that we can share with people to know like where our funds actually are. But the challenge right now, and we're going to look at the trades and we're going to see that there's going to be some gaps in trading. There's going to be some days of trading, some days that it's not. Well, one of the challenges right now, considering where the crypto market is, the fragileness of the market right now with the exchanges.
Yeah.
The issue right now is finding a credible, reputable, solid, decentralized exchange that can handle the type of money that DHF is trading. Because what's happening now is that there are exchanges out there, but how good are they? What limits, what are the limits for withdrawing, because this happens on all exchanges, right? And most exchanges now are becoming centralized, in some form or fashion. They want a KYC, they're going to have certain limits on what you can withdraw per day.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I see it in Binance and a lot of these, all exchanges, they all have it. So the challenge now is finding an exchange or multiple exchanges that are credible, where the money can trade, but also be 100% accessible and not have limits put on it. I don't know the true numbers of the amounts of money that
Right.
DHF traded, but we know it was a lot. It was a lot of money. And that type of money creates issues in exchanges because of the liquidity and limits, right? So yeah,
Right.
I don't know, anything else there, possibly. I don't know. I think we said it
Nah, not
all.
really, man. I
Yeah,
think we
and
covered all,
and I
checked
think
all the boxes, covered all the bases from what we already knew, you know.
Right, what we knew. And I think what we can expect to see moving forward, we're still supposed to see a return on the first of every month as this thing trades. Right now, I don't think there is a return that has shown itself for this month, which could be due to a lot of reasons. We do know that they are moving around in different exchanges right now, searching for a good exchange to trade in, one that can support what we need. And so, API keys are being connected to different exchanges at different points in time. That could be a reason why we're not seeing the consistent results, or we're not seeing a return as of right now. Now, I know I did log into my DHF account because we were going to at least be able to look at some of the trades to see that, it's still trading. And so I guess I guess we can do that real quickly. We can just kind of jump in and look at the trades.
They're there. Yeah, we got like a handful of trades on today, and looks like just a couple of them on the 1st, and one on the 30th, and multiple on the 29th, and a couple on 20. It's just very, like you said, it's very inconsistent with what we're used to seeing. We used to see like 10, 20 trades, and all that. That's because we were leveraging one exchange that had the liquidity, or we thought had the liquidity to maintain that. But yeah, I think there's always lessons in losses. I think moving forward, you can never ever depend on one exchange in something as volatile as cryptocurrency. You have to have that dynamic to where you diversify across multiple, 30% here, 30 here, 30 here, 10, whatever. You figure out how you do that. But again, when you're in the DeFi space, like Quentin just spoke about, it's not easy, because you're in a new world, new space where, CeFi is more the focus, as you can see, and it's still struggling, right? But DeFi, I mean, it's a whole nother thing, right? So it's not as easy as it seems. And I think that's why you see what took place, because there wasn't a lot of options. DeFi is brand new. Like this, we just started learning about DeFi top of this year. Like we were like, oh, this DeFi market is crazy. It's amazing. So you think it would take a year to figure it out? It takes a long time to figure out what we're dealing with here. And here we are. We're kind of learning right now. So yeah, go ahead, Q. I don't want to cut you off, but I know
no. I mean, that's good stuff. I mean, that's just really the truth of what it is.
It's a new world.
It is very, very, very new world. And I mean, and it's really the one that you should want to be a part of. I mean, just to be honest, that's the whole thing with this, is just the freedom, to not have someone else in your transaction. You know what I mean? So here's just a look at some of the trading, and you could see, man, I remember some days having a full page of one day of 1 or 2 pages of just that one day. And as you can see on the second here, you see only 5 trades. Yesterday only 3, on the 30th only 1, 29th, 28th, 27th, none on the 26th. So you can see that DHF still is trading, but of course they're not trading as much. Why? They're moving through different exchanges, finding which things can work, what exchanges can support it. We don't necessarily have a say in how that process works, but we at least hope that they're doing and making the right moves and not putting us in one place. They're going to put us in multiple exchanges, and that's what we were told the plan was. So can't see that it is still trading.
And again, she still knows what she's doing, though. Even as small of a as a size of amount of trades we're seeing day in, day out. I mean, you can still see the power. I mean, 60% ROE here, 24, a few losses here, and then boom, 30%. It's like it still knows exactly what it's doing. Those APIs and that code, or that whatever that algorithm, whatever all that tech talk stuff is, it is a very powerful technology for sure.
Right.
So
Right. And you can still see, I mean, all these trades are being
yeah,
logged all the way back over 3 years, you can see
yep,
all of these trades that are in there. So just a
right,
quick look at the dashboard. As you can see, the balance, of course, there is no update to that as of right now. Now, we are
right,
hoping to start seeing that these numbers will update. But again, there's probably so many different things going on, you know, on the backside that maybe this thing is just not reporting, correctly. But of course, yeah, our balances are all going to be 89% short of where they were. But at this point, what do we do? We just have to really kind of wait to see what happens. Now, typically, when we see these rug pulls and we see these different things happen, the site is
right,
gone. It goes
yeah,
offline and you get 404, right? The famous 404.
right.
We haven't seen that here, which leads me to believe that, you know, DHF is not going anywhere. They,
Well, let me repeat that. We've seen it, but it was for updates.
well,
It
yeah,
was
we
an
have,
update. Yeah.
but even then, it wasn't a 404.
Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't. Yeah,
It
we've
was
seen the site go down, and of course, the first thing that comes to mind because of fear and ignorance and
all the
just
sites gone.
emotions. It is what it is. Oh, it's a wrap, right? No, 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 not at all. They're updating the site because think about it. If you're moving an API key, there's a lot of different things that go into that. You know, I love tech, but I'm not a techie. Like I wouldn't know the first thing about how to code, but I get it, right? So imagine, this AI showing profits for the last month when it's been in 20 different exchanges. How can it do that? It's hopping from exchange to exchange to exchange to do what it's been taught to do and what it's learned. But at the same time, I mean, it's still kind of off track, so to speak. The engine's running, but there's no wheels on the car. Right? It's like, but it's not going anywhere, right? But it is giving you power, right? So I guess that's a good analogy. I think that's a great analogy, right? We've got an engine, we've got a
Right.
transmission, we've got everything working. It's just we don't have wheels that's moving us forward. When this is happening, but we can see and feel it. So I guess that's where we're at right now. So yeah, technology, we just kind of got to let it work itself out, right? And find the right spot, hopefully the right locations, plural, to give us the results that we're looking for over a period of time, 18, 24 months. And who knows, something could happen and could be shorter. I don't know. We don't know the future. We just got to walk through this thing. So
Well, one of the things I mentioned earlier is that, we were accustomed to getting, a pretty consistent return based on the
yeah,
AI. It ran moderately and it performed, well every single month. But we are also been told that this particular AI can be more aggressive. It can make more, which, probably does open it up to a little more risk, but they're looking at all ways and they're looking at the best way to make that money back the quickest, right? So hopefully we don't see a really long time. Maybe they can get the exchange situation, figured out. And once that happens, get this thing rolling again. And, hopefully this time next year, you know, we're looking at our accounts with all our money, back in it. So that's the hope. But I mean, I think for us, this is kind of what we know, and we just want to bring that out and just tell you guys, like, hey, this is what we know. This is what we've been told. Um,
right,
there are a lot of things that are unknown, right? You know, um, we don't know where our money is. We don't know necessarily who took it or who the owners of this platform were, but we know they took it, and we know that it's gone, and we know that there's people out that want to keep DHF going, that have gone out on a limb and taken their own funds to put back in to help everyone earn their money back when they didn't have to do that, they didn't
yeah,
have to do that, but that's what's happening right now. And it sucks, because it's always bad for the industry as a whole when things happen like this or when things don't play out the way that we expect.
yeah,
Um, But I know for me, I know for Kenneth, and his team, this is why we teach being, very diverse in your different platforms that you are investing in.
Right.
I know me personally, I almost made the mistake of treating DHF as, my one main investment and not using the other things because, there was nothing else that was really outperforming or outlasting DHF, over the past 2.5 years, with the exception of maybe, one platform I can think of, but, or two, maybe two platforms. Um, but I'm so happy that I didn't choose to do that because it didn't make sense. It does not make sense to go in and put everything in one place because you open yourself up to a lot of risk if something happens. And
Correct.
so, I'm glad that I was at least, I thought about it enough to say, don't put all your money there. Go and put it some of these other places and earn
Right.
there. And that way, if
Right.
something happens, you'll still be all right. And so
Yeah.
very
I
thankful that I
agree.
was able to do that. So, and
Yeah.
that's what we advise everyone. You can go in my group, you can go in my Facebook group and look at the post. We're telling you, hey, if you think that you can put your money in this one place because it pays you the most, and that's going to be the key to get you, you know, wealthy, it's absolutely not.
Yeah.
You got to be smart in this space. You've got
Yeah.
to be prepared, and you got to do the things to protect your investments, to protect your money.
Mhm.
So, that's what I got.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you want
Yeah.
to pass it to me.
To kind of piggyback on that, yeah, you think about, just an investor, doesn't matter, what category they are in, they don't all have they no investor has one investment. Like you have to have, it's all about risk and reward. It's all about, understanding the dynamics of losing and winning, and knowing how to lose and how to learn from the loss, and how to, you're not going to have wins without losses. Like it's embedded in investing. You're going to lose. You're going to take a loss, right? It's just part of the deal. So we have to get out of the emotions of it and figure out how to get into the dynamics of how to mitigate those losses and to make them, minimize them, and make them smaller, or even make them non-existent. Like Quentin says,
Right.
he didn't make that decision. He was like, nope, not doing it. I'm putting this over here, and I'm putting this over here, I'm putting this over here. And I think in the community of DHF, there's so many people that we don't see and that have come along outside of our sphere of influence, that they never got that training. They never got that type of information because we don't share anything else in the DHF Telegram. That Telegram has a little over 2,000 people in there. Some people have no interest in being positive. Some people do. A lot of people do. Some people don't say one peep. Some people do say a lot, right? But it's hard to figure out, as this thing grew, who it touched, who it impacted, who it empowered, what they know, the level of understanding. I mean, we're literally searching in the dark here a lot of the times for, people come and tap us on the shoulder all the time, right? Q is like, hey, this opportunity blessed me. It's been a life changer. It's changed the whole way I go about living life. I mean,
Yeah,
we get those, and then we get
a
the other
lot.
side where your life is on the line. There are threats, honestly. There's a lot of things that we deal with day in and day out, being kind of like the catalyst, or the front runners, or the people that go out and really want people to leverage this technology. So I guess we can say we're a little at fault there, but at the end of the day, how can we be when we just don't know the unknown of who needs to know how to diversify? Maybe we need to implement more of those types of conversations, but then it seems like, what if those diverse options have a tendency to take a loss too? Right now we're in DHF and we're talking about something else. So it's like it's hard to blend both, those two worlds together. But at the same time, you do want people to be aware that you have to diversify your portfolio in different categories, not just cryptocurrency. Hey, did some Forex here. Hey, here's some silver and gold. Hey, there's some sales and marketing. There's services, there's products, you need to have a very diverse view. Number one, because there's opportunity everywhere, right? That's number one. But number two, you don't want to pigeonhole yourself in one deal, one place, right? So moving
Right.
forward, I hope that, number one, there's more opportunity here, and we'll be hearing a lot more about what's being worked on to even improve what we've learned, and add to what we've learned, and to empower even more It's a lot going on. Actually, you all will be excited. Tell you that, but at the same time, you know, let's reach out, let's communicate better as a community, so we can help each and every one of us, you know, put ourselves in positions to where when we do take those losses, because they're inevitable, or those punches in the gut, you know, it is what it is. Just know it's going to come, but know that you have yourself positioned in a certain strategic manner to have an exit strategy and to be able to still leverage and create an income, or whatever you're looking to do with this technology. It's amazing, and we're just getting started. We're just getting started, folks. So
Right.
yeah, I just got a message from Coach, and he was like, "Man, we were all just learning about, you know,
Yeah, right, right.
crypto. Our crypto knowledge, really, we're still babies, we're still students. And when DHS started, we're still continuing to learn since that day,
Right,
you know, because
right,
it's so fast, it's so immense, the amount of information. So, yeah, but we're better together. I can say that crypto was made for people. If you look
right.
at pictures of blockchain, or you go on, you study Bitcoin, it was made for us. It was made for us to get from out under the usury, the manipulation, the crookedness, of a system that has suppressed people for a long, long time. The banking system, let's just put it out there, the Fed, right? I just put it out there. And to eliminate those middle intermediary processes, or individuals or entities that took money out of that process, right? So now peer to
Take
peer,
things.
that's what it was about. When I sent Quentin that $5 back in 15 or 16, no one touched that money. Like, it was 12, it was 5 to 5, right? There was no fee. There was no $1.50 taken out of that. It was a full $5. If it was 500 million, it would have grew. It was 500, 5,000, 500,000, it would have been the same. It didn't matter the amount. What was key was the process, right? Peer to peer, no intermediary parties in that process. And that's what it's all about. So, and really, that's the vision of DHF. And soon you'll see more of that coming to life. Perfect. I love that. I love that message.
Yeah,
Interesting
man.
that you would say that. Interesting that someone would say that, bro. You're welcome, Rashid. Yeah, yeah, man. So
Yeah,
anyway,
and you know,
I
one
get
of the
passionate
things.
about it. I do. I really get passionate about it because, you know, I'm here because of what I learned and what I start to study. And I was like, wow, this is the future of value exchange, right? How money is moved, how transactions happen, how gateways are connected. And just, it's such a vast, immense take on just the new financial world. I mean, everything is turning upside down now, right? So how do we learn and utilize and get better, you know,
Right. This is the
you know,
perfect time.
do it, man. It's crazy.
If there ever was a good
It is.
time to do it, it'd be right now, because we are, on the cusp of this next bull run. We're
Yeah.
probably 6, 12 months, 18 months out, from seeing the next real crypto craze. And it's going to be even
Yeah.
crazier than
4 is
what we
when it's
saw
crazy.
before, because we're going to have
Yeah.
more people now that are aware, that see what's happening, and that want to be a part of it. And I mean, the
Yeah.
best advice I can give anyone, for crypto is, you know, diversification, and in this space, or whether, like I said, whether it be forex, because I know we have different things that we do. We can use crypto for, even in forex and stuff like that. But diversification will give you posture. It will
Mm-hmm.
give you posture in this game, and it will make you a lot more solid, a lot more um, resistant to the negative things that happen. And I think that was the most important thing that I did. I remember at times, you know, whatever I earned, or whatever I had, I just was looking at where can I put it next, and not taking from it
Mm-hmm.
and just spending, but just putting it. If I sat down right now on a piece of paper and wrote down every single thing that I
Right.
put, oh my goodness,
Phew.
I could go
Bro.
2 pages. And
Right.
people are like, well, how are you still, able to do whatever, how do you maintain this? It's places I
Man.
forget. We were just before we got
We
on
were.
this, we
I was
were
like,
sitting
hey,
here talking
we got
before we
money
went
over
live.
there. Yeah.
Went in there and
Yeah.
looked.
And
Bitcoin.
sure enough, it was something there.
Was Bitcoin in there? And I hadn't checked it in I don't
It
know
was
how
Bitcoin in
long.
there.
So that's my best advice. That's really what you want to be started. Just start small. I'm not saying you can go out there and start 10 things today, but over 6 months, adding something every 2 weeks or adding something every month,
Yeah.
you're going to see so much. And look, I know we have so many different programs that you know, that we talk about and share with our groups. And some of these things are absolutely crazy, and some of these things
Yeah.
have great track records, and they're not super
Right.
risky. They're
Right.
not get rich quick, deals. They're not. No, they're not. We don't really play in the world of trying to find the next, crypto that's gonna, 1,000x. I mean, that's a very
Right.
risky and very slow game to play, and
Right.
very tough game to play. It's not very duplicatable through our groups and people. So, we really look for solid, consistent things that can help people earn, on a daily, weekly, and monthly basis. That's what DHF was. So many people love DHF more than other programs that paid better because they just like the
That's right.
simplicity of how it worked. And I didn't have to do anything. I just
Right.
leverage my money. And that's what it's about, leveraging the money, not
Right.
necessarily leveraging people, right? And
Right.
that's
Yep.
what it is, So it's gonna be interesting next six
Yeah.
months, it's gonna be interesting next year, 18 months to see what happens with DHF. We
Yep.
don't know the future, we don't know. We know right now is that they're working and
Right.
they're trying to find the best way to get DHF back on track like it was, and if it takes us
Yep.
12 to 18 months to do it, it's not necessarily going to be fun for us, but at least we know that they're, doing something to keep this deal going, right? So,
Right.
do you maybe want to also before we jump off these things? I know where we are. We're a little bit over an hour now. Um,
Man, that's fast.
it is.
Poof. Poof. Just like that.
Talk about the DHF Telegram. I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe if
So
what's going to move forward with that and how that's going
yeah.
to work. I know
So
people want to
yeah.
guess. People, we've kind of, I know maybe disabled some things in there or whatnot.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit.
Yeah. I'm an admin. Obviously, I started the group. I own the group, whatever. People know that by now. But, there's a few other admins in there. But, the one thing that I was, looking to kind of get a grip on or control was just the amount of just, spewed hate and just, fear and things in the chat. Because the last thing we need right now is things that people, fear. I mean, we just said it earlier. FUD. It's something about fear, uncertainty, and doubt that no matter how positive things could be, you know, fear, uncertainty, and doubt moves faster and further than anything else, right? So I'm just there to try to control that, keep that at bay. But at the same time, what we were just talking about, Quentin, I think we probably want to start doing is maybe having a little education. And Coach and I talked about this too, is really getting back to education, right? So every couple of weeks we'll come in, we'll have, updates, the things that we learn from our sources about what's going on in the background, but also probably have a little more, education, broader education, not just what DHF is and maybe more blockchain related, DeFi related. Maybe we'll have some stuff in like that, but start having more of those type of conversations. That way people can start to focus on solutions instead of what's not going on, because man, you best believe one thing: DHF may be at kind of a standstill, but working situation, but there's opportunity everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just
Huh.
everywhere.
We're going to see
There's
the
literally,
largest transfer of wealth in the
folks,
next year to 2 years than you
folks,
ever could imagine.
go look at the market cap on cryptocurrency. Go look at the market cap on Forex. Just because you've kind of, have this tunnel vision about what's not happening, you need to start to really see what is happening and how you can participate in those other areas, because money doesn't discriminate. It never sleeps. It's always wanting to move. It's currency. It wants to move. It wants to work. It wants to be utilized. And for you to sit on your hands and ho hum, wish for we can, wishful thinking, right? But at the same time, we got to get into action mode, right? And get moving, because a year
Bill's
could
going
go
to be
by
coming.
just like 22 went by. 24 will be here, and you can be sitting there with your lips stuck out. The
Yeah.
same
Bills are
situation,
going to
or
keep
you could be
coming.
like, "This is not bad. I'm glad I
Right,
made this
right,
decision to
right.
continue to move down the road
Yeah.
and move
Cost of
forward."
living is increasing. There's nothing. Inflation is
I'm telling
crazy.
you, I'm
Nothing
telling you,
stops. Bills don't stop. I had someone this week, a really
that's
good
not
friend of
stop.
mine, who had a lot of money in DHF, a lot of
Yep,
money in DHF,
yep,
and he basically was, lived on DHF every month. And
Right.
when that stopped, guess what he did? And I hadn't talked to him in a while either, because and that's how I know he got real comfortable, over the last about 18 months. He
Yeah,
was
it's
real,
easy.
real comfortable.
It's easy to yeah.
Look, when that message popped up and you sit, Q, man, what you got? I need, hey, look, like we gotta sit down. I know
Yeah.
you're doing more stuff. Let's sit down and talk. And
Right.
I've actually had a lot of, not only him, but there's been quite a few people who've done
Quite a
that
bit.
and already have gotten things in place to keep going. Because
Mhm.
what if DHF never
Mhm.
comes back?
Right.
What if it just can't happen, or they can't get it to work
Mhm.
again the way that it was working? We
Right.
don't know. But I can tell you what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to sit here and wait on it and depend on
Mhm.
it and hope and pray that that's what I'm going to have to,
Mhm.
that I'm putting my livelihood in the hands of what happens with DHF. Absolutely not.
Right.
We've got tons of things that, we can
Right.
be out here doing, and we will see the largest transfer of wealth happen
Right.
over the next 2 years, 3 years
Yeah.
in this
Yeah. What but
cryptocurrency.
on the other side of that token, Q, what if you create a new paradigm for yourself? You actually start to diversify, and then DHF does work out.
Boom.
You just
18,
don't know.
12, 18 months, you got a chunk of money that you just forgot about
You
that's going to be sitting there and, earning again.
Yeah, I doubt you forget about it because we'll all know about it. But you're right. You've put yourself in position of where you could utilize that time in other areas and other opportunity to kind of, have that meeting, when all that happens, 18, 24 months, whatever it is. It could be longer than that. We don't know. But at the end of the day, there's progress, right? So yeah, man,
Right, right.
I'm still, I've always been a very glass half full person anyway. So when all this took place, we all have money in there. A lot of people have a significant amount of money. Some people were utilizing it for certain ways, and some of us were using it for what it was meant to be used for. At the end of the day, we all took a loss, right? We all took that L, they like to say. But at the same time, a winner never quits, you know,
Right.
and a quitter never wins.
And,
And
and and
that
I'll
could
say
just go with that.
the most frustrating thing that I've seen is the negativity, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't help anything, right?
No,
You know,
no.
um,
It's
and
emotion.
the crazy thing is the people who are the most negative are some of the people that I know have benefited the most from DHF.
Right.
And some of those people are the most negative. Some people who have been very connected, very in the
Right.
know of, what was going on with DHF. Some of these people are very, negative. And they have, hate and all of these different things. And it's just like, you're not helping the
Right.
situation. It doesn't make anything better. You
Right.
don't fix anything. People want to threaten you and, say crazy things to you. I don't have a bad conscience about anything because I didn't do anything wrong. I don't think you do either.
Right.
Um,
Right.
at the end of the day, people are gonna have to be responsible for their actions and you know, and make their decisions as an adult, right? And
Hmm.
you got to make the right decisions. Just like we made the decisions to put what we put in DHF, and right
Yeah.
now we're living with the decision that we don't have access to it, right? So,
Yeah.
but the negativity. There's groups out here already, and they're plot, like these
They're
different
wasting time.
plots
They're
to
wasting
try to
time. No one did anything illegal. No one ran off with the money. Now somebody did run off and steal the money, but no one from this sphere of influence, this circle that we've created on this chat, has anything to do with what took place with the funds in DHF. So if you're out there and you're on one of these whistleblower groups or whatever, and you think you're gaining ground with attorneys and all this back end stuff you're trying to do, you're wasting your time, right? And you're wasting your money. Really, you're wasting your energy, right? Because no one did anything wrong. The bot still works. The bot has always worked. The bot and the technology, as you can see, is still functioning fully. The only thing that happened that was bad was someone on the other end, greed took place, and they took all the funds, man. It is what it
Right.
is.
And if you are going to
You know.
waste any time, I would be wasting my time, searching and trying to find who ran
Right.
Bex Plus. That
Right.
would be that's where I would be.
Right.
Is who was running
Right.
Bex Plus. You know,
Right.
I mean, I know you showed me some was it
There's a
a
link.
app or was it an app or was it
Yeah. What was that? There's a site that we've kind of discovered through some sources that have come through
what
um,
was that?
that was mentioning what is the name of that site? Payback, yeah, payback-lte.com, trading and investment scam funds recovery site. So if you
Let's
want to
look at
type
that
that
real
in,
quick.
Q in here,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's
put
look at
that
it
in.
real quick because
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Let's look at it. So this company, I think, has been around since like 17 or 16, and has a pretty decent, following. Obviously they probably around the clock busy because of everything that's happening for years. So this has come to our
yeah,
attention that here we go.
payback-ltd.com.
Yeah,
Payback-ltd.com. And so
mhm,
they offer some type of recovery services, I don't know, I mean, I haven't used them before, but I mean,
mm,
if you're gonna waste your time doing anything to try to figure something out, this might be a way to go where you might actually be able to get something done,
right.
um, who knows?
Yeah, they may
Um,
be able to find a wallet, or people make mistakes, man. They may be able to find something and go down a rabbit. Who knows? I don't know how it works. I just know it's some forensics and some stuff that have to go on for this type of thing to happen. So apparently there's quite a bit of people that are accessing this site and putting their information. And maybe as a collective, as in consensus, it may help if more of us do it, as well. So yeah, to kind of walk through that, yeah, outline your case to kind of explain there what
and you got to
happened.
go in there and explain.
Right,
You
right.
know, I mean,
So we yeah, we'll keep y'all up to date on that. Access it, and let us know as well. But back to the chat, I will cut the probably communication back on here once we get going with just some consistency with how we communicate out to the field and get that back going. So yeah, we'll
and
continue
it's
to
and
use
it's
it and
still up.
utilize it. Yeah, yeah, it
That's
ain't going
not
anywhere.
going anywhere.
Nah, nah, we're good.
We still have the chat there, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not going anywhere. There's a lot of explanations. Again, there was a lot of just negativity going on in there. We're not guessing the monthly
Good.
percentages, at currently. So I mean, you don't have to
Yeah,
go in
that's
there and
just
put
what I
your,
noticed. I mean, that
but
tells you
here's
that tells you the gamification that was going on though. People really enjoyed that. That one year, I think it was like I don't know how many millions that was literally just given away to people to guess the percentage, and I was like, wow, who does that? To just poof, just because you guessed the number, no no kind of fine print or anything. Here you go. Just it was amazing. It was a lot of funds that went out for that. So people still, and to see them still engaging that was pretty cool. But at the same time, like we're not doing that right now. you
So like
know.
here's a link that someone posted in the group, and I mean there are some
Okay.
really good things in the group,
Yeah.
but this was something about Bex Plus, and you can see here the exchange has closed down its operations
Yeah.
as of July 18th, 2022, due to
Right.
force majeure. I guess I'm not sure I pronounced
Yeah.
that, but they announced on their website, your assets in Bex Plus can be 100% withdrawn. For that, you will need to send a withdrawal
Mhm.
application email to support@bexplus.com via your registered email. Indicate your withdrawal currency, withdrawal address, and address type in the email. Customer service will review and process requests within 7 working days receiving a request. Now, I believe, if you want me to believe that, I don't know, because I'm sure that has already been done.
Yeah.
From what I read, they gave you 24 hours.
Yeah.
And, if this is actually true, I think everybody would have their funds back. So, um, yeah, I don't know. But
Yep. Just something to go down
that's
and
kind
kind
of
of
what,
get an idea of what took place. And there's a lot of articles out there about Bex Plus. That
oh,
was,
there's a
I
lot.
think, they were the number one decentralized exchange globally. I didn't know that. I was like, I'd never heard of Bex Plus, but it goes to show how much of the unknown is out there. I mean,
Right.
you know,
Again, we
it's
saw
a
the
lot
number
now.
two exchange in the world
Yeah,
belly up in, course of a day
$65
or two.
billion. Yeah, more than that. Way six hundreds of millions and billions of dollars in
Right.
72 hours. It just out of there, gone. And a lot of it was based off liquidity and where was the money really being traded, and
Right.
all kinds of other things start coming out about all that stuff. But yeah, again, this is the space that we're in. It's always going to be very volatile because it's very, very, very disruptive. Um, So once the powers that be, understand, how to manipulate and do what they do best, we just got to be a little smarter and a little sharper and wiser on how we, make our moves and adjustments as well, because
Right.
everything that glitters isn't gold, you know.
Right.
That's
And
for
I know
sure.
one of the things that I think me and you both were in agreement on was that moving forward, we're gonna do everything we can to give as much as we can give, on the side of transparency. So if we
Yeah.
know what exchanges that we're gonna be using, hey, let's let everyone know those things, right?
Right.
Um, any updates, I don't know if I'm gonna have one every single month, but if there's something major that comes out, either we can hop on a live or either drop something in our groups, to update people, on what's happening. So we're gonna do our best, to give you as much as we can and whatever we know. But we're just gonna stay positive. But in the meantime, we're not going to stop what we're doing. We're not going to stop helping people. We're not going to stop
Right.
impacting people. We're not going to stop sharing and helping people earn. We've got, I will tell you, as bad as this year has been from a standpoint of just the rug pulls and just losses that I know myself and a lot of people in my group have sustained. Right now, I feel better than I've ever felt about what's going to happen in the next 6 to 12 months. When I tell you guys, we got some really, really super duper solid stuff that we're going to be bringing to the groups. Super
Mhm.
solid. And we're
Yep.
dealing with the right people
Yep.
that, have, the right intentions, people that we know that are
Yep.
transparent, that we can touch, that we can talk to, we can
Yep.
travel to, that are going to be able to bring some really, really cool stuff. I mean, there's going to be a new wallet coming. And I can we can say it, cryptic wallet. It's
Yeah.
coming.
Cryptic is coming.
It's going to
That's
it's
J1.
going
J1
to
03. Yeah. 23.
it's going to obliterate MetaMask.
Yeah.
The things that it can do, it will make MetaMask look outdated, like it
Mm.
was 10 years
Yeah,
old.
there's no wallet out there could even touch it, from a security standpoint, from a just technology. The things that they have in that wallet is just
Going
unbelievable.
to be crazy. It's
Forward
going to be
thinking, it's
something.
amazing.
I know
Yeah,
it's going to be
yeah,
something that me and Ken are both going to implement into our groups, and we're going to use that and that only. We're
yep.
going to get rid of
That's it.
everything else that we're using,
Yep.
and you'll understand when you see it. We're going to have some trading platforms, in the forex space. Some
Yeah.
of this stuff is, we're going to have high frequency trading. When I tell you, it is like 99% on the money, like profitable. It's going to be
Mhm.
coming. We're going to have, other trading that's going to be offered in Forex, that's has a 6, 7 year. No, I'm sorry, track record from like 2006 or 2008, where they're averaging 15-20% a month, type returns. And there's track records that you can look at, trading records and MyFX books. We're going to have
Right.
all these different things. We've got some great trading that's going on right now. We saw, I think, over 5% week this week in one of our trading platforms. We had
Yep.
one of them that had a 5% day,
Yep.
and and these things have been consistent. So there's a lot of stuff we've seen. Daisy Forex, I think over
Mhm.
300% since April, 325, 330% since April.
Yep.
Like, there
Yep.
are some crazy, crazy things out here that are doing some incredible, incredible numbers.
Yep.
So, in the meantime, I'll tell you guys, put your head down, get back focused, start looking at a lot of these different things. Reach out to Ken, reach out to me, reach out to the people that brought you into our groups, and start finding out how you can get involved in some of these things and start making some money.
Right.
Because I'm telling you, this next
Exactly.
6 months is going to be incredible. I'm
Yeah.
super, super excited,
Yeah.
about what's going to be happening. So
Yep. Yep. Yeah. What goes
yeah,
down always goes up.
always goes up.
Just be
And
ready.
not to
Prepare
mention,
yourself
we-
now.
we're moving into this next bull run. It's coming. Get
Mm.
in front of it. Get in front of
Mhm.
it. Earn a bunch of crypto now so that when it hits this bull market, guess what? It 5x's, 10x's, or whatever it's
Mhm.
gonna do. Get
Yep.
involved and get yourself going now. Don't wait, because you're gonna say, man, I should have did this 5-6 months ago and I could have been here, or I should have been doing this. You don't
Right.
want to be in that boat. So get
Yeah.
yourself going right now.
Let's do it.
That's all I got. Make sure, guys, hey, if you have not liked this video, man, drop me a like, please. I appreciate that. Also, subscribe to the CPMD YouTube channel. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Drop a comment if you got something positive to say. If you got something negative to say, just keep it. I'm going to block you from the channel anyway. Also, join the CPMD Facebook group. I update there daily. There's daily updates that happen in there. Things happen faster there. New things will be there before they come here, just because this takes some time. So join the CPMD Facebook group, answer all the questions. If you invite people, make sure they know they need to answer the questions as well. Ken, how can they get to the World Focus group?
Yeah, just find me, Kenneth Francis on Facebook, inbox
Awesome.
me, direct DM, Telegram, same thing, 832-888-8676. I'm not shy about giving my number out. Just call me, text me, connect with me, and then we're all connected. We're all, in the same boat, seeking opportunity in the marketplace, and we share, among each other quite a bit, so you can best believe that good things are coming, because winner never quits and quitters never win, so, and we definitely ain't quitting. So looking forward to 2023, man. It's gonna be great.
You hear people say all the time, next year is gonna be my best year. What if you already knew? What if you already knew it was?
Right.
That's how I feel right now.
I love it.
Already know 2023 is gonna be my best year ever.
Yeah, you just speak it, right? It's done.
I'm not speaking it. I'm telling you, because I already know what's about to happen.
Different one. Yeah.
Already know what's about to happen.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
I'm telling you, hey, you can jump on board and ride the wave. You can sit back and grab your popcorn and watch the show. I'm telling you, I know we in a key circle of people are going to see our best year, and it's up to you to, if you want to be on that bus with us, because we want to take as many as we can. Right. We truly do. Hey, we always say we need rich friends to go travel with. We need rich friends that don't have to go to work. They can just come over in the middle of the day and we can go eat lunch, at Del Frisco's or Mastro's or something. We need people. We want people to be with us.
Yeah, we need free thinkers and free spenders and free people that's free. Hey, what was it? We remember back in the day, it was you can. You go somewhere and you spend as much time as you want there, forever how long you want to spend it, with who you want to spend it with, and you don't care who says what, right? There's no lid on your enjoyment in life in general. You can pretty much control and operate how you want to, and we can get there. We've done it.
Somebody messaged me, I want to be a rich friend. I want to be a rich friend.
Yeah, you are.
But people are already messaging, like, I'm telling you, man. It's different. Your life, your health, just your quality of life changes when you get money out the way. Get it out the way.
You know what's crazy about that? It don't really even have to be rich.
You can go to the gym. Watch how much better food and drinks and water that you can drink. Like, hey, we drink pH water now. Like, we don't drink regular water. 9.5 pH water. You change your water. Things start changing. You know what I mean? You go to the spa in the middle of the day and get your feet and your hands done and get rubbed down. Like, all of these different things and it just increases the quality of your life. And then you start seeing what you can do for other people. Yeah. And that's when you really start to see the game is changing. So I invite all you to come with us. I mean, I'm telling you, 2023 is going to be an incredible ride. It's going to be an incredible ride. So, and we hope to take as many people as we can with us, so I'm done. I don't have nothing to say. It's all you now.
You said enough, man. But yeah, man, let's just, find ways to give us more time doing what we already love to do. I love to fish. I love going to watch the Astros. I
You
love
know we
to,
like
you
to
know,
fish.
we love this stuff. Yeah, yeah, you know, we love this stuff. Spending time with your family, you know, taking nice vacations. Let's start to, leverage this technology and really leverage the community of key people, core people that, that get it and that want to be along for the ride and that are there to help us vet and help us process, with positivity, how we can improve. I think that's key. So yeah, man, let's rock, man. I'm not going anywhere. I mean, people know who I am. I don't waver, bro. Let's rock. Let's keep going. We're here for a reason. We stepped out for a reason. We had a lot of success, but it's just the beginning. We haven't even scratched the scratch. We've seen some friends and close people in our core group and center of influence go extremely to high levels, and we understand that's still just the bottom. It's just we're just riding the wave of the largest wealth transfer in the history of mankind, and I just want a piece. I'm pretty sure all of you want some too. So let's rock. Let's do it. I'm ready.
There's always
We'll see
another
y'all on the
level.
next one.
Always another level.
Always another one. Yeah.
Hey, this is CPMD, Mr. Kenneth Francis. Thank you for
WFG.
joining, man. Yeah, thank you
Let's
for
do it.
being on today.
Yeah.
Man, we're out, Mr. CPMD. We're out. We'll catch you on the next one. And
Let's do it.
we hope to see you, moving forward with us in the end of this year in 2023. So
Awesome, man. Y'all have
see
a
you
good
on the
one.
next
Happy
guy.
holidays, everybody. Happy New
Happy
Year. We
holidays.
don't see you.
Absolutely.
All right.
Peace out.
Peace.
Stop it, bro.